Hi and Assalamualaikum. These are my group members that are included in this field trip report. Assalamualaikum and hi guys. On 14 June 2025, we, students from the Faculty of Applied Science Group 7, went on a BIO330 field trip to the Conservation Adventure Park at UPSI, Tanjung Malim. The main objective of this trip was to observe biodiversity in a natural environment and to apply ecological techniques such as plant sampling and species identification. Before entering the forest, our lecturer gave us a short briefing about the background of the area, some safety reminders, and what we were going to do during the activity. For the sampling part, we used ropes to mark out an area of around 20 meters, and we only recorded the plants found within that section. That was our version of quadrat sampling. One of our tasks was to identify simple and compound leaf. It sounds easy in theory, but when you are in the middle of a forest surrounded by all kinds of plants, it gets a bit challenging. During the trip, our lecturer also gave us a more detailed explanation on how to identify plant families based on the shape, arrangement, margins, and other physical features of the leaf.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Herbarium Flora of Perak at Sultan Idris Education University UPSI, Tanjung Malim, Perak. First, this place was set up in 2017 years. It started small, just one room, but it's now expanded in 2 spaces. Let's see this video to know about that. Next, this facility was organized by Executive Professor Dr. Fatimah Binti Muhammad from the Department of Biology, Faculty of Science and Mathematics at Sultan Idris Education University UPSI, Tanjung Malim, Perak. Next, we have a cabinet specially designed to store plant specimens safely and neatly. Each specimen is arranged by plant family, making it easy for students and research to study and reference. And over here, we have the microscope. This is a great for getting a close-up look at each plant structure and for analysis what families belong to the plants. Lastly, we have some of the plant specimens we have seen that they collected. Let's see this video together to see the plant of the specimen.
Lastly, we visited the Zoology Museum at UPSI, and as a BIO330 student, I found the experience very relevant to what we learn in ecology. This museum was established to support education and research by providing real-life preserved animal specimens. It helps students to learn about biodiversity, animal classification, and ecosystem roles through direct observation. Inside, we saw a wide variety of animals, such as birds, reptiles, fish, insects, and mammals, all representing different biomes like tropical rainforests, freshwater systems, and more. Each specimen has its own ecological niche and function in the food web. The animals also show clear examples of trophic levels from herbivore to top predators and roles like pollinators and decomposers, which help us to understand energy flow and nutrient cycles in BIO330. We also noticed many adaptations such as big shape and camouflage that show how species evolve to survive in specific environments, linking to what we learned about natural selection. Some of the animals are now endangered due to human activities like habitat destruction and pollution. This shows the importance of conservation, a major theme in ecology. In short, this visit helped me to connect theory to reality. It was a great way to see how everything we learn in BIO330 applies to the real world. On our next field trip, which is on June 90th, 2025, we visited the River Terrapin Conservation Centre in Bota Kanan, Perak, or Pusat Konservasi Hidupan Liar, Tuntung. The objectives were to learn about the endangered tuntung and how to help protect them from extinction. The Southern River Terrapin is threatened by egg poaching, habitat loss, and pollution. This center collects eggs and builds sand nesting areas for the females to lay them safely. Once hatched, the baby terrapins are raised in a protected environment, and instead of being released, they are given a safe, permanent home. At the beginning of our field trip, we were given a short briefing by the person in charge. They introduced the location, explained the purpose of the visit, and reminded us about safety precautions while exploring the area. As we entered the building, the first thing we saw was a closet filled with preserved and skinned animals. Some of the specimens included the skin of a water monitor lizard and a linsang. It gave us a direct look at some of the region's unique and endangered wildlife. We then entered the interpretive room, which featured informative posters about the center and its focus species, the tuntung, or river terrapin. We were immediately drawn to the preserved crocodile on the floor, and nearby, the skeleton of a terrapin's shell, showing how the shell is actually fused with the spines and ribs. The displays explained the tuntung's anatomy, life cycle, and the origin of its name, which is said to come from the tapping sound it makes while moving. What fascinated me most was how temperature affects the sex of the hatchlings. High temperatures produce females, low temperatures produce males, and mid-range can result in a mix. We also learned that their gender can only be identified after 15 years. Males are smaller, darker, have a white ring around their eyes, and a longer tail. Meanwhile, females are larger, brighter, have fully black eyes, and a shorter tail. Their mating season is from October to February, and females can lay to 10 to 40 eggs per clutch, depending on her size and health.
Next, our field trip continued with a visit to the Conservation Centre, where we were introduced to several types of tortoise. One of them was the Sulcata tortoise, also known as the African spurred tortoise, or locally called Kurkurgagasi. We went to the kolam Anak Tuntung, where over 523 young river terrapins are raised. These juveniles are between 1 to 9 years old. Interestingly, their gender can only be identified after they reach 15 years. The young terrapins are separated by age groups. This helps prevent injuries from fighting, reduces competition for food, and make it easier for the staff to monitor their growth and health. We were lucky to get a rare chance to touch and even live a live tuntung. Its shell was hard and textured, slightly rough to the touch. It felt heavier than expected, and when we lifted it, it urinated, a reaction caused by stress, as explained by the staff. We also noticed the details of its body, its bright shell, scaly lines, and the strong but gentle movements it made when handled. It was a special hands-on experience we'll never forget. Then, we headed to Kolam A, the pond that houses the oldest terrapins at the center. This area has a special sandy ramp that allows the females to climb up and lay their eggs. Some of the terrapins in Kolam A are estimated to over 60 years old. In total, there are 58 adult river terrapins in this pond. The water here is deep and murky green, making them very hard to spot. Fortunately, we managed to see a few, even if only their heads surfaced for a moment. It was an exciting glimpse into the hidden world. This field trip gave us a deeper understanding of the importance of conservation and a newfound respect for the endangered river terrapins.